quickly pop over to here. Nope. Nope. Don't autofill. There we go. And there we go. So yes. Hello. Hello, and welcome. Welcome to tonight's live stream. Tonight we are going to be having a couple of hours to chill, to mine, and to have fun. And I thought, what better way to start than by getting started right now? So, we're on Star Citizen. We're on the beginnings of what will hopefully be a fun, enjoyable, but relaxed evening. I am your host, Mr. Jaeger. And sounding a bit more like some weird British person from the 1970s. But anyway, so we're here today. We're going to be having some fun. And to be fair, it's just going to be continuing on from what I've been doing for the last couple of nights, which is just more of the same. I was thinking of doing some content uploads, but I'm kind of thinking like, I kind of just fancy streaming. More to the point, I've been kind of fancy doing more Star Citizen, and oh my god. So I finally got round to watching I Held the Line. Oh. Oh my god. So for anyone who's not watched it yet, I'd very much recommend you do watch it, because a very big announcement was made over the course of the ending, shall we say, of the upload for Squadron 42, because we've actually CIG have announced a new phase of development for Squadron 42, which is that it is now feature complete. They've announced it. They've said it. Don't forget, CIG, since the lessons of many years ago, have learnt not to say when things are due to come in. But the fact that we've now got feature complete, not to mention the fact that all of this work that's being put into it, we're now starting to see some, we're finally now starting to see some good quality content coming out. And I, for one, am very much looking forward to it. I am seriously over the moon. And the amount of times I've been gobsmacked has been broken in the last, few months. Because normally, I'd be like... I normally am quite careful when it comes to being gobsmacked. And when I say gobsmacked, I'm just like, my jaw is down, my eyes are wide open, and I'm just staring into complete bleakness of... And, it was like that. It was 100% like that, and I have genuinely gotten excited over it. And I'm like, I'm not going to lie, I'm genuinely hyped on this stuff, without a shadow of a doubt. So, today we're going to be having a good old crack. It's really smooth at the moment. Touch wood, of course. I'm really liking the smoothness of the frames at the moment. It's probably because it's a weekday. It's smooth because it's not shit. Oh, jeez. But no, so today we're going to be having a crack at this. So for anyone wondering why all of a sudden my frames and quality are, your streaming capacity is lower, is because, I can't really stream this game at a smooth frames, unfortunately. It has a tendency to cause problems. So rather than force the thing into something it doesn't like, I'm going to keep playing it at a quality that I can play for smooth frames. And you guys, unfortunately, have to go for a slightly low frames. I think, increase them up to 48 frames. So it's not quite so bad. But it is, could be better. But as said, once things begin to smooth out, game becomes a lot more smooth. I mean, this is the kind of shit I was hoping when I got my fucking rig. So, you know what? I'm taking it. Also, my Prospector. It's a little different. It's got the much better skin to it. The white camo is nice, and all the polar camo is nice. But this I quite like. I'm not much of a blue guy normally. So the fact that I got this very nice looking ship with a very nice looking blue... Yeah, I don't want to chance that. I think I would die if I went underneath that. But yeah, there we go. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a bit of mining. Glorious. Right. There we go. I say. Alright, see how things fare. Okay, so I think I need to fix this ship up a bit. Yeah, just a smidge. So we're going to be enjoying some nice stream and chill. Nice little Minecrafting. Alright, so we're repairing this shit. There we go. Looking absolutely fantastic. Get that going. And huzzay! Ready to go. So I've just been mining in the Hurston sector for a bit, as there's actually proven to be some pretty nice bits of loot. I was fairly successful on my first day, and yesterday I was sort of successful. Like I got one decent run in, but this time I'm hoping to be able to get at least one run in, at least. Not going to be accomplishing a huge amount, but I am hoping to find something like that. But no, so sort of, yeah, no. So the good news is that CitizenCon was a big success. I can very much say for certain that I am extremely excited to see what kind of future Star Citizen can hold. I haven't been able to watch all of the content yet. I've been kind of working my way through it piecemeal, you know, enjoying a delectable dinner. But the thing I could say for certain is, oh my fucking god. Oh my god. The immense quality of almost all of the shit that's going on. Like, we're talking about the new engine, you know, we're using the new engine, the Star engine as they're describing it. We've got talks about the ship design, the elements towards the oh, for God's sake, my brain just keeps forgetting things like words that I need to describe stuff. The persistent entity streaming, the streams talking to other guys, all of this stuff is just absolutely fantastic, and I can't describe it in any other way except glorious. Oh, I just love it. It's a really awesome thing. And I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of future it could hold for the rest of Star Citizen. Especially since, obviously, as we get closer to a final release date of Squadron 42, as they say in I Held the Line trailer, you'll see an increase in quality in production. You're seeing production for the Persistent universe. And I gotta say, I am feeling so happy. And just like, oh, this is good, this is good. And I've not been so excited. I'm trying to keep myself reserved here, but I've not been I've not been to the stage of just like I've not been that. I'm genuinely beaming. I'm so happy to finally get a good stream like that. And oh my god, it's so good. Like it is, yeah. Like the quality in the trailers, as well as the fact that we can also tell we have our own character, which I'm quite excited actually, because this means that I can fully go into this thing as I did and hoped all those years ago. And I can also get myself an F8 Lightning, which is also nice. Oh wow! I mean, I don't want to go too much into spoilers, because obviously for everyone who hasn't seen it, I very much recommend you check out the trailer. It is something to see. It's what I'd say. It's definitely it's what patience and virtue, you know, patience, understanding, and hard work and dedication. All of those things, all of those factors is what goes into that. And I'm honestly hoping, and against hope, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, that after all this time, we've now finally got a game and a system and the whole thing worth waiting for. And yes, it took a bloody long time, but if it's as good as it's going to be, oh, it will feel very much worth it. And I can't deny, I'm ready. I'm fully ready for it. This is awesome. I'm very much ready for this stuff, and I honestly can hope we can continue seeing some awesome stuff like this. The only thing I'm obviously, you know, wouldn't mind seeing sometime soon is what the fuck. The only thing I will say that's slightly spoilerish is, what the fuck is that fucking first-person weapon? I need it in my life. There's a segment in a video where you see some first-person combat. There is an assault rifle that I need. It looks fucking cool. I want it. It looks amazing. It's designed by the same guys who makes the P8. So I think the bearing. Is it bearing? Yeah, it's bearing. Who makes the fuck, what's it called again? Okay, this is what I mean. When I'm on stream, my brain decides to become a sieve and I forget everything. The cock is his... Oh, God, I'm going to get irritated now. I'm not going to lie. I'm like, oh, you little bastard. Oh, fuck. What was it called? I want to call it the P8, but it's not that, is it? Because it's the P4. No, it is the P8. I'm going nuts. It's fine. You know the P8 submachine gun? The 45 round clip, straight magazine, looks really good, zero recoil, absolute beast, and is the alternative answer to the C54. Like, the C54 is good, don't get me wrong, but if you're wanting to have an actual decent quality firearm, then that, you know, that doesn't just murderize within the first few inches of your target, then the PA SMG is your next best bet. But there seems to be an assault rifle version, which I'm honest to God, like, you want to tell me what the fuck that is? Because I need that in my armory. Seriously, as soon as that gun becomes available in the persistent universe, that's going to be my only gun I'm using. It looks like a SCAR, or it looks like it handles like a SCAR. It's got a MP5 cocky handle system. And from what I can tell, it has about a 30-round magazine to it. Strong, basically imagine a P8 submachine gun, but longer, firing assault rounds. And I'm just like, what the fuck is this thing called? And where can I get one? I want that gun. It looks so good. Give me that gun. And the fact that we're facing up against Nine Tails and the like is brilliant. Clarification. Don't think they're Nine Tails. Think they're possibly something else, but we'll see. We'll see. But no, like, I'm liking the trailer, and also the community behind that as well, like the faith and everything into it. It's good. It's good. Oh, I love it. Fucking love it. Right. So I think we probably want to get ourselves set up and ready to go for mining. So I'm gonna zip down. Luckily for us, we're not quite out of the sunlight zone. Well, we're not quite in the dark night cycle yet. Oh shit. Oh, that was close. Sorry, I just got distracted because I saw east. East. I mean, I know that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, so I could have told what direction I was in. But I'm looking at a compass in my ship. Realize this may be a little late for some people. Some people are like, "Yeah, Jaeger, it's been in there for quite some time." But I'm just gonna be like, "Oh my god!" Like, holy shit! Also, what the fuck? I'm not liking the fact that there's a ship there. I'm gonna fly this way. To the east. Oh my god. Right, anyway, we're gonna be rolling up, having a bit of a chill stream. So we're gonna be... Oh, hello. Almost immediately I've been presented with some stuff. Nice. Okay. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and see... Okay, so this is going to have all the small ones. Yeah. And I can't mine them because for some stupid reason the game's not letting me do it. Okay, I'm going to see if I can land this ship. Because we can mine them with the first person stuff. But I'm fairly convinced... We should be able to mine this with the first-person stuff, unless this is like one of those things that you need a Valkyrie and ROC for. I mean, I do have my mining shit. Like, legit, we do have mining equipment. Come on. Here we go. Open ladder. I'm just going to quickly plonk that in there. Okay. Whoop. I was going to say, it's into the night. This is the rhythm of the night. The night. Oh, yeah. The rhythm of the night. This is the rhythm of the night. The night. Oh, yeah. I mean, these are bigger rocks, I won't lie. Oh, motherfucker. Yeah, there's no way my little handheld is going to do anything against them. This is the kind of stuff that you need an ROC for. Of course, I don't have a fucking ROC with me. I will say, my ship's pretty. It's very pretty. It's very pretty. Right, so let's go see if we can get some shit sorted. So, enter the ship. So yeah, we can't do anything with those first-person mineable things, which kind of sucks. I'll need to remember to come here with my Valkyrie and my ROC, which I'm going to have to retrieve from... Yeah, I'm going to have to retrieve that from another ship, because I may have upgraded some stuff. Okay, let's go see if we can get some more minables to the far side, shall we?
Landing gear up.
Landing gear. The night, oh yeah, the mining on the night. This is the mining on the night. The night, oh yeah. Right, so that beautiful environment tonight, actually, to be fair. Alright, so we just dodged that, right? No. Oh, hang on, no, there's some stuff to R12. Okay. Good. I thought I was missing some stuff. Right, okay. And they're big rocks. They're definitely big rocks. We will see what we can do. Maybe we'll be lucky. It's a gneiss deposit. It's about 17k, so maybe it's possible if I get my... Right, so that's gold. That's not really worth it. Oops. That's a no-go. Ah, I got fucking Bexalite. Bexalite, no. And then you've got a easily grabbable section of gneiss deposit. And we've got some gold with a little tittle bit. So, no luck for us today. We'll go here to start with, and then I'll make my way to the right. So, there you go. Okay. This is a very beautiful area. In its weird way, Ariel is actually quite beautiful. I mean, I won't, be writing home about it, mind you, but it is definitely pretty. Now is not the time to lag out, game. Come on. There we go. Right, so there's another one to the right there, which looks to be the kind of stuff I'd have on the mountain, but this could also have some good shit as well. So, and there's something also to the left there, so I'll need to go here, and then looks to be near the cavern area, so I'll try and see if I can find something over there. Okay, this is more hopeful. Big mineable area. Good to know, good to know. And the rock sizes aren't too massive. Again, good sign. The primary thing I'm looking for in this particular run is Terranite. Because I found a place that does a nice bonus for Terranite, so I'm just experimenting to see if Terranite's worth all the effort. Ooh.
Fracturing mode on. Mining mode off.
Okay, so that's Bexalite. There's a lot of Bexalite today. Okay. And we're going to be having some good old stuff there. Alright, Agroceum, no dice there. There's a small little pittance, which I'm sure we can mine if we wanted to go to that. Again, Bexalite. Oh, hello. What be that? Another bit of Bexalite. The problem is there's also a large amount of ore. That's a bit awkward. Yes, I know what I said. Another bit of Bexalite. Jesus Christ. Annoyingly, there's a lot of it that could that I don't think our minables are going to actually be able to do much with. It's kind of a bit irritating because it's like, fuck a duck. And we've got iron. Okay. So, no dice here, unfortunately. If I do my little schpump. Okay. Something over there. Ooh. Something over there too. I think over there by the mountainside we were going to go next. Yes, and then there was one on the far side over there, so... I still love the cockpit of the Prospector, though. It's easily one of my favorite cockpits of any ship in Star Citizen. Like, there are really good ships like the Gladiator. There are fantastic ships such as the Warden Vanguard. There are, there are absolutely gorgeous ships such as... Oh, this one looks like a big fucker. I don't think we'll be able to mine this, but I do want to see what's inside it. 50 fucking 3. And of course it's a Laranite, which is the big fucker. Right, yeah. This is the kind of shit you need you need yourself and 2 more mates with a mineable. Right, okay. So I need to be glad. I wish I could have mining. I mean, this is the thing. If it wasn't for the fact... to be fair, I think as a kind of career, and obviously another thing now, there's actually a thing which I'm looking very much forward towards. And I'm wanting to watch the video on the base construction and base defense thing quite a bit of the time. Primarily because if it does what I hope it does, which is the case of it's a long-scale project that you can take part in, utilizing your ship's capacities to gain resources, I want to use that and be part of that to be able to mine material and then go off into, to grab the material, get the necessary ingredients to help build the base that we need, and then I could continue to fund the construction of the base and the materials to make it awesome. I want to be part of that because I think that would be a really fun experience to have, and I honestly... Oh yes, I think I need to turn down the music because I had to change the things. Yeah, there we go. So I had to change the... Yeah, dynamic range, there we go. Okay. It's a small deposit, but... And... Okay, so Bexalite. A very small amount of inert materials with some Bexalite, so we could possibly do something there. Then they've got this other thing. We might have to be taking it to a Bexalite place, though. I don't know the best place to get a good yield off Bexalite. Because I know that if I go to the place that I'm currently servicing, it's not going to be much use. Right, that's a really thin location. Okay. That one's, one's quite a big one with a large amount of instability and a decent amount of resistance. Once again, a shitload of Bexalite. I'm guessing we're looking for Bexalite this year. Which is fine. I'm not against Bexalite. I'm just hoping we can find... Okay, we're going to look for a couple more places, and then if we can find the couple more places, then I'm going to go with a Bexalite. But if we can't get any more places, then I'm going to be like, you know what? It's fine. We'll go with the Bexalite. I'm not judging. I'm mainly working for Terranite, but I'm not, but I'm also wanting to get some good stuff as well. Like, I'm in for the profit. At the moment, I've got like 3 things cooking in the background of Arc L4, but I'm not that judgmental that I will refuse any kind of mining. I am a miner. I enjoy my mining. Or at least I enjoy the process of getting the shit and then putting it to some good use. Either way, I get to mine. Quarterzite report. Though to be fair, since they've changed up the mining, it's proven to be extremely intriguing and very interesting as to how you can strategize now what kind of thing you're wanting to mine versus what kind of thing is more profitable versus what have you. Okay, so that's Agrosium, so that's not really what we want, but again, not aiming for anything specific. The thing is, previously, when the meta was all about the Quantanium, and everyone was going mental for the stuff, I really didn't like that, because what it basically turned mining into was this rapid... Ah, okay. Was this... For some reason, my chat decided to disconnect, and I'm like, why would you do that, chat? But no, the thing is, the problem it turned mining was that it made mining into a meta style... Well, that was a bit loud. It turned mining into this meta game where all you had to do was just look for Quantanium, there we go. Christ, I can't speak today. And if you didn't have Quantanium, you weren't doing it right. And that to me was kind of irritating, because you basically were all geared around getting as much Quantanium as possible, dumping the stuff as fast as you can into the nearest thing, and then earning a ridiculous profit for it, which kind of trivialized all of the elements of mining, which... For me, I like the long mining. I like having to spend some time thinking to myself, okay, here's a stratagem I need to find the right solution to. And then by doing that, I can actually make a lot more of a profit in without having to spend without having to bum rush my objective. Now, you still can get Quantanium, but they have thankfully lowered a large amount of Quantanium out there, so it's not as egregious as it once was. And I think that's something that we can all appreciate in that regard. Finally! And it's a size I can't mine. Bollocks. Right. But it is this. We've got the Terranite now. I just need to find a slightly smaller one, and hopefully we can find some Terranite that I can mine. Because I've got a place at Arc L4, which is currently giving me a yield of additional 5%, 5 to 6% Terranite, which means I can get a bonus once I finish the whole produce stuff. And as Terranite is quite valuable, it is something that I am going to earn a decent buck for. Problem is, I've not been able to find as much Terranite as I had last time, and as I only have 32 SCUs worth of cargo, can be somewhat problematic. Come on, give me some Terranite. Booger. I mean, okay, so this one's 20... Yeah, I'm going to need a size 2 for that one. Bagger. It looks like we're going to be mining Bexalite if we're not careful. Right, well, we found some Terranite, but not, unfortunately, in a manner and means that I am willing to utilize. I am going to go over to the far side on that right-hand perspective to see... Oh, there we go. Immediately quiet. But what we are going to do is we're going to try and see if we can get some good shit for that. Is there like a night vision I can work with? Because I think we are now in the full night cycle, which is good. I'm not exactly complaining. But at the same time... Right, because it looks like there's a storm going on. Is there any... I'm guessing... No, that's all the stuff I need for the small stuff. Which I need an ROC for. Right, yeah. I think what I'll do is the next group of my... Well, the good news is we're in a bit of a nice cluster, actually. I'm going to have to be careful, but we're in a bit of a nice cluster. So if I keep finding some stuff, if it's Bexalite, if it's not Bexalite, then fine. We're going to have to diversify the loads of it. Maybe that's something I can do that will help me get profit. Maybe it won't. I normally want to try and get at least one type of mineral in, because then that way you can have you won't. You can then focus more on earning as much of a profit as you can. Whereas if you get a shitload of random small bits of like material, A, it costs you more time to sell it, and B, it might not be as profitable. Right, 4,000. Okay, Agricium, that's not bad, but that's not great either. Okay, let me have a look, see. How about you? How about you? How about you? Are you Terranite? No, Agricium, once again. I mean, I'm not against Agricium, but I know I'm going to have to go to another bloody section, because I think the L4 just has terrible yield of Agricium. It's like, here, Agricium, you peasant. Motherfucker. I'm now suddenly wishing I went for the Bexelite. Right. Well, so far we've got the chill part of this stream, right? Just unfortunately the mining side's a little bit more difficult to get to. Christ almighty. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not like, oh, Hephaestonite. It doesn't seem a lot, does it? It doesn't really seem worth it. Right, let me do one more swoop. Right, this time, I promise, this time, we will do something. Okay, so that's 5 clom that way, there's some other stuff that way, but let's see. I'm going to go over here. If there's anything useful here, if there's literally that. Hello, Bogdan Boogie. I hope you guys are having a wonderful time this evening. Welcome to the stream. Let me know if I'm too quiet or the stream's a bit too loud, and I'll do my best to make it as good as possible. Also, apologies for the 70, for the 30 frames. Actually, no, I think it's like the 48 frames per second, or is it 30? I'm not too sure. But welcome to the stream. Just having a bit of a stream whilst playing good old Star Citizen and doing some mining in my Prospector, which is all blue and black because it looks so sexy. And I'll probably actually need to look where I'm going when I'm flying, because otherwise I'm going to crash. Okay, this is a pretty substantial field. I am liking what I'm seeing. Now, will I be able to do anything with what I'm seeing is another question entirely. Apart from fly into it. Okay, so that's Hephaestonite. You know what? I'm beginning to think this is probably where we're going to start mining, even if it's not the stuff I originally intended to go out for. Oh God, that window. Oh God. Always believe in your soul. Right. I don't actually know if gold has any value. I'm not thinking so, but in the more recent updates, we've actually been seeing a sort of trend being pushed on, or at least what they probably want us to do is have like more of the normal stuff being profitable. Yeah, I'm doing pretty okay. I'm just trying to find some stuff. I'm just trying to find some Terranite, because I've been mining some Terranite Terranite. I've been trying to be, I've been successful. Can't speak today. I have been successfully mining all of that stuff. Okay, you know what? Hephaestonite is what we're getting today. Oh yeah, I need to get a little closer. But no, so I've been mining in English. That's a little close. I probably should back up. No, but I've been mining some Terranites for quite some time, like for the last couple of days, and I've been wanting to try and get like a solid run of just Terranite, but I feel like I'm just gonna have to take this stuff, because I did promise a live stream and chill, a mine and chill, and unfortunately it's just not been so much the mine. A lot of chill, but not much mine. Whereas at least we can get this stuff going. So how much SCUs is that? It's like 9 SCUs worth. That's not too bad. It's not too bad. I mean, at this point, my goal is, at some point, I'm going to try and get myself a mole in-game. And probably going to end up buying it in the IAE. Because my wallet hates me. And that's going to be coming up next month. And what's worse, it's right after payday. So I'm going to... Finally. Terranite! And about 25% inert materials, but it's okay. My modules reduced 20%. Wait, no, let's have a look at. Let's have a grand little total there. So I have 20%. It looks complicated, but it's one of those things which is like when you're doing it, it's less complicated than it actually is. I mean, what I'm doing at the moment, at this point, And in fact, let me turn off the light to showcase. So if you notice, the silhouette of the mineable is actually purple. What that means is that the rock is small enough so that I can actually mine the rock. You know, I can just extract all the goodiness from it. To my right of the screen, what I can see here is that there's a decent percentage of taranite, which is what I'm actually originally looking for, alongside 51% of quartz. Not exactly what I'm looking for, but I can still earn some profit. Unfortunately, there's 25% inert materials, which are basically useless stuff. But here's the cool thing. So, with the punishment of less of an extraction rate, which basically means I'm now 20% slower extracting, which I don't mind, I can reduce the inert material filtering. I can reduce the inert materials that my storage has by up to 26%, which I'm pretty happy about. So by doing this, the minerals and materials I'm getting out will mean that the amount of inert materials inside my load will be less so. My beam looks so cool. Beam. That looks cool. Right, so what are you? And you're gold. Right. Mining is one of those things that once you get into it, you actually find yourself... actually, I probably should keep my mining mode on. Yeah. It's a lot of fun, actually, when you get into it. Though, I will agree, at first, it is majorly complicated. The thing, I mean, I wouldn't exactly class myself as an expert, because, obviously, if you were, like, majorly into it, you'd be able to tell what stations that were, like, the best of the best, like, to get in terms of material. You can tell which material would be the best to mine, so that way you can get a maximum profit out of it. You know, there'd be a whole buttload of other reasons as well. But really... Right, so we're looking at like Hephaestonite, so yeah, that's a pretty decent amount, about 5 SCUs worth, so I'm going to mine that as well. Sometimes some people, yeah, so that's all pretty good stuff. So I've got a cargo space of about 32 SCUs, so it's not a huge amount, and you'll easily find yourself doing a couple of runs on that. But if you are wanting to get into mining, the Prospector is, well, at the moment the only choice, but it is a very good choice. So, I started playing Star Citizen all the way back in 2015. A friend of mine bought me the game, or bought me a pledge, and gifted it to me because he wanted me to get into the game. And I mean, to be fair, I was already kind of interested in the game, but yeah, that was when I started sort of playing on and off from about 2015. Agricium? Nope. Not interested, and I don't think I can mine it anyway. Oh, that's not going to go through unless that's like a really... I'd say from about... Oh, yeah, there's no way. But let me guess. Taranite? Oh, no, Agricium. Okay. Yeah, I didn't really get into this game, I would say. Like, in terms of, like, dedicated long play sessions. Yeah, this game's changed a bit since 2015. just a smidge. I think, to be fair, one of the cool things, which... bit of a story to tell about my experiences with Star Citizen. So for years, there was a section... There's a planet over... In the playthrough of Star Citizen, there was like the persistent universe where you could basically, you know, you could explore around a small section and whatnot. Actually, to be fair, before I got the persistent universe, I actually was it was more just a glorified tech demo where we could look at some of the ships in the hangars, we could explore some of the other stuff. I've even got video footage of me back in the day making content around that. But one of the things I used to make I made a video on, and I was really ecstatic for, was Area 18, and basically what it really was a tech demo where you would walk around the streets in Area 18, and I was really excited for this because, you know, the game looked absolutely stunning, and although my computer wasn't great, it wasn't too bad. Like, I could actually play the game at a reasonable frame rate without suffering too much on that, and I was really happy as a result. And one of the things that I just loved, I was just over the moon on, is just, you know, how pretty the area was. Anyway, so I went to Area 18 Tech Demo a number of times back in like 2014, 2015. Ooh, Laranite. But I can't get that because that's 43,000. Ah! Jesus Christ. That's something that I need a friend of mine to mine. Jesus Christ. That's the only downside about mining with this thing, is that there's just going to be some stuff that you're going to have to look at and be like, I'm not getting you. Oh, that's laranite and I can mine that. Right, okay, we're doing this. For some reason, it's not showing. That's because I'm on the extraction mode. Blech. I'm a stupid person. Right, but anyway, so one of the... when I finally got back into Star Citizen and I was meeting up with some other players, I was actually able to... I'm in the optimized zone? Yeah, I'm in the optimal zone. Cool. Boom. So I was in the... I was playing the... So when I finally got back into Star Citizen for real, I was really... okay. Right, do I need to reduce... Oh boy. Yeah, that's gonna go. And that's gonna be flying everywhere. Yeah, it's gonna go. It was a bit like any second now, it's just gonna pop and my shield's gonna get fucked. I have genuinely lost... Oh, okay. Not quite. Yeah, no. Okay, so briefly to describe what I'm doing with mining. So basically, the red bar indicates the rock overheating. The green bar represents the peak level of rock fracture. And what I'm doing is I'm firing a laser into this rock, and I'm basically trying to cause it to fall apart. Yeah, if the red section gets full, rock goes boom. All of that material is lost, and I've lost a pretty good amount of laranite, actually. When you look into it, that's a very good rock. And as laranite is quite a rare material, I'm already at 20% on that. I'm going to increase the charge just a bit, and I'm going to see if this is more controlled. I think this is a much better... Yeah, this is much better. From, you know, I'm going to be at this distance because I don't think I want to be any closer, because the closer I get, the more likely it's going to go zoop. Right. See, I'm being very cheeky here. Yeah, money is all more important. Thing is, when you hit the green zone, you actually have to be way more attentive, because when it's in the green zone, it's more sensitive to any input. So you want to make sure that you want to be completely green with 0 red, because even if you pop it green with a bit of red still going off in the background, it still fractures perfectly, no damage to the rocks itself, but it will fracture with more energy, resulting in the whole fucking thing exploding and going all over the place. Whereas what I've just done now, it's popped all over the place, and it looks lovely. And then all we have to do now is hope that the amount of stuff we've got in here is more laranite than the cheap shit, and it's not going to be mixed. Fucking get in love. Full SCU's worth of laranite. That's pretty fucking dope. But anyway, so when I finally get back into Star Citizen around 2018 and do it more properly this time, I finally had a computer that could actually play the game. I had a bit of a really, like, adorable moment where one of my, a friend of mine who I'd, met in one of the clans I'd recently, well, in a clan I'd joined, was, like, showing me around some of the areas in Stanton. And I was like, I was asking things like, oh yeah, I've not played in a number of years. What's new? I was sort of asking questions and like that. He's like, well, we've got like multiple planets now. And I'm like, wow, that's really cool. And he's like, yeah, we've even got like Area 18 and Arcor. And I went, no way, that's actually a planet now. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, dude, I was playing the tech demo. And he was like, no shit, I totally get that. Because he'd also played the tech demo too. And obviously he'd been playing a little bit more since they released that. So he got me in his Warden Vanguard. He was also being a subtle bastard, because he was also showing off the Warden Vanguard to me, forever corrupting my capacity to not want that ship. Oh, still hate him to this day for that. And yeah, it ended up with me getting taken to Area 18 for the first time in multiple years, and I was able to see Area 18 not just as a tech demo that you loaded into and you just walked around, but you can actually have a purpose to go into. And I was, honest to God, a little bit teary when I got there, because I couldn't believe after all this time I finally got to the point where I could look at it and go, you know what, this is Area 18. This is the area that I wanted to... is this purple? No, it's that, but it's very... Oh, okay, that's 10. Yeah, we can do that. Right. I'm going to get a little bit closer because I think I could probably do that. It's also quite it's quite unstable. Yeah, its instability is a little bit. Oh boy. Yeah, it's not purple on this one. So when you see that there's like a yellowish outline, it means that it's too big for you to mine or too big for you to extract. So instead, what you need to do is you need to mine it. And on this occasion, I am taking all the opportunity I can to keep mining it in a reasonable manner. If you keep the oh, nope, nope. Easy does it. Oh my god. Yep, too late. Oh no, we might be lucky. It might just split. Yeah. Nope, it didn't. It was a little bit. I think I had like a 1% damage, but it looks like it was fine. Which I am happy to report. There's a minor amount of energy from that, but I don't think it was as bad as it could have been. Which is fine. I'm happy to report. Right, so we have Taronite of about... I'm not exactly a huge fan of iron. I mean, I've already got like a small amount of iron from there, so I'm not especially... Yeah, like I'm not minding too much. But I'm going to see if I can find some more, because I have like a limited amount of space left. So if we can go for the more specific Taronite editions, I'm happy for that. Yeah, that's a small amount, but that's more Taronite than iron. Okay. Okay, so it's more 15. If it's more than iron, then I'll take it. But I think anything else. For God's sake, it's all spread out. The thing I actually want is all spread out. God damn it. I mean, I got Laranite, so I can't complain too much. Okay. Thing is, I don't really want to go to the area Arc L11 if this entire zone is going to be completely filled with stuff. Like, because that zone is pretty much anti-anything Laranite. So I can't really justify going there if I'm going to be going against, like, if I'm going to be getting stuff. So I might have to find another location that might accept Taronite. Favorite game? Can I say Star Citizen? Nah, okay. Okay, so really hard question to answer, but if I had to say... Okay, so be cheesy. Star Citizen is very much up there. Not going to even question it. If you want to talk to me about a game that I can think of immediately and think, you know what, yes, this is... Motherfucker. Right, bucket. Looks like we're just going to have some iron and some Laranite. The Taronite. There we go. English. If English was my word, I could speak it very cleverly. Oh, good lord. There's not enough bloody Taronite to go around, is there? Okay, that's actually more Taronite. Right, is there any other, like, small bits of Taronite that I can just get some out of? Okay, favorite game. Trying to answer this one with a serious tone. Right. Right, let's make ourselves off this planet. I think we're actually going into the dawn phase because it's looking like a bit of a sunrise coming up. Nice. It's tough to say. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If you get me to talk about Star Citizen, I will sound like a cult fanatic. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you one game that I played very much a lot when I was a kid. Mick L5 Modern Icarus Station. You know what? Let's go to Modern Icarus Station because L5 is a mining. Should be a refinery station, and I think that would be an interesting position to go to see if we can get some good stuff for that. And also, I can then, you know, spend some time talking. So, yeah, a game I used to play a lot, and I mean the first game that I could easily say I spent over 1,000 hours playing before even Steam was a thing. Operation Flashpoint: Cold War Crisis. Developed and released, published under Bohemia Interactive. I think it was Codemasters who might have gotten into maybe it was the PlayStation edition on that. But yeah, regardless, the game devs who made it was Bohemia Interactive, and it was a 1980s military simulation game where it was this sort of fictitious Cold War gone hot scenario where Russian troops invaded some fictitious islands, and it was a game that I spent a very long time to it. That would be probably one of my favorite games from my childhood. Close second would be Medal of Honor Allied Assault. A third would be Toka Touring Cars, so Toka 2 specifically. I was not very good at that game, but I loved that game to shit, and that will always have a place in my heart. Fourth best game would be Medal of Honor Underground. That was what got me into World War II. If we're talking modern games, Star Citizen I probably would say is number one for that one, because I could easily talk a lot about Star Citizen and almost seem religious about it. The other thing, what other games have I played that I would say I'm like super big fan of? One game that I will remember and treasure for a long time in terms of its quality would be Final Fantasy XIV. That was a very good game. I'm taking a bit of a break from that one for the moment because I no-lifed it for a while, and yeah, slight burnout from that. Other games. I mean, I think another game definitely would probably be, I want to say Shogun 2, Fall of the Samurai and Shogun 2, that sort of thing. And I kind of want to, yeah. Oh, Hearts of Iron 4. Yeah, that's definitely up in the top third, top fourth game I'm playing in terms of that. Ironically, it's actually one of the games that made my channel as large as it is, because loads of people flocked to me for Hearts of Iron 4 content because I was playing Old World Blues. And apparently at one point, I was the only one playing a particular faction, which I think is pretty cool. I think that's a pretty cool factor, which definitely makes the experience unique. I need to get... The thing is, since they've updated it, and I have actually been playing since they've updated it, one of the things I needed to do in terms of content release for that is I am actually going to try and get a series going for it. But at the moment, I'm just sort of thinking on what faction I want to play. Because the thing is, I've played a lot of factions in Old World Blues. Like it's a game series that I keep going back to. I play more Old World Blues than actual vanilla Hearts of Iron 4. So being able to play one of those things is going to be a case of I need to find the right faction to have the right kind of mindset to really get it going. So yeah, things to work on for that. What else? I think there's another game I might have that I've been playing a fair. I mean, Icarus is a. Okay, so I'm gonna say Icarus is one of those games that. Oh, dude, I'm part of the club. If I will never say I'm good at the game, Christ Almighty. Hearts of Iron 4 and we have this relationship in the sense that I pretend I know what I'm doing, and it pretends it lets me get, and it lets me get away with some things. Like I'm not saying I'm terrible, but I would never say that I would be able to go up against a player and do anything to it. In fact, I get fucked over in the battles, in the wars, fairly easy. Because I'm just unable to manage all of the amount of stuff going on for that. The one game I probably should get into, because I've been actually a bit more successful in managing stuff in that game, sort of, is Stellaris. That's a game I'm sort of managing okay on. I wouldn't say I've gone too far into a playthrough. The longest I ever tend to play is when I've got friends who I'm with, who obviously... they don't intentionally want to fuck me over, at least not all the time. So I'm able to enjoy a modicum of peace. But no, for me, to be fair, I actually learned how to play Hearts of Iron 4 through Old World Blues, because while Hearts of Iron 4 Vanilla is as complicated as shit, Hearts of Iron 4 Old World Blues is far more simple. There are simpler mechanics in play, and because there isn't as many numbers, you're not trying to juggle all of the different sort of things about it. So you end up spending a bit more time being able to actually enjoy that sort of content. And I think that's something that you don't really get to enjoy, or you don't really get to it's something I don't really get to enjoy too much when it comes to Hearts of Iron 4. So that's why I think in Old World Blues is really fun for that. But hey ho, I'm just adjusting my headset because my earpieces are falling off and I need to replace them, and I don't know how because the Corsair one doesn't have replaceable earmuffs, which is irritating. Oh yeah, no, to be fair, for my favourite kind of gameplay for Hearts of Iron 4 is, I know, it's brilliant. I think my favourite times to play is when everything just gets completely screwed up and you're just staring at the screen like, what am I watching? I think my favourite story has to be, in one playthrough, the Pact of Rome was formed without Italy. China beat the communist China, went to war with communist China, and communist China communist China went to war with nationalist China, and while the nationalist China couldn't beat them and take over their territory, communist China lost in excess of hundreds of thousands of troops. Like, we're talking about 200,000 to a million at one point, whereas the normal Chinese troops had lost maybe about 10,000 guys. Like, the kill-to-death ratio was unreal. And then on top of that, because I was supporting the national Chinese guys, I was sending them Lend-Lease and equipment and all that jazz, as well as I also was able to do a snake. I was able to completely encircle the Japanese army in China with a very big snake attack thing. I just rolled my panzers all the way through the territory, so they couldn't do anything about it, and I fucking loved it. It's brilliant. But yeah, Italy Italy decided to, go to war with Greece, and because Greece was becoming fascist, I then was able to declare war on Italy because, pretty much, nobody can resist the snake. But no, I was able to, through that, and then get the French to come through my territory to declare war and fight against the Italians. And when I first got into the game, like, I was getting sort of okay and decent into it. I was playing the modern day mod, the Millennium Dawn mod, and the Millennium Dawn mod is an interesting title to play because obviously it represents what's going on nowadays, and as the years go by, I'm sure more interesting stuff is being added to it. But the fact that when I first got into it, my playthrough, I was playing as the British, and I was trying to stabilize the situation in Africa because I was trying to reassert the British Empire, and the America under Al Gore, because of course Al Gore became the president of the United States, declared war on fascist Germany against and allied democratic France against fascist Italy. That's the thing. The French weren't fascists. They were allied. And so was Britain. We had three different factions, the Axis and the Allies, working together to face against Italy. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. It's brilliant. It's the shit that makes me giggle every time. Oh yeah, and the fact that throughout all this entire experience, I know, it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. I can't describe it any other way. This is a beautiful station. This is a very beautiful station. Right. Let's try and see if we can land this ship, shall we? This is a very beautiful station. Looks so pretty being a refinery. Right. Yeah, it's glorious. Not going to deny it any other way. Oh, and it looks like we got ourselves a proper hangar. Nice. I have to admit, I prefer horizontal. In English, that was I prefer horizontal. Yeah, horizontal. Ship. Right. I look drunk. Yes, I know. I'm going to crash into it because I'm being a pleb. Nah, I was just drifting around them. You know, I was playing Initial D, and they didn't know I was playing Initial D, and now they're like shitting themselves because I basically just did the equivalent of a mooning attempt in space. Because do you know what's really good, guys? Landing gear.
Landing gear down.
Yeah, landing gear is really useful. You might want to consider using it whenever you decide to go onto the ground. It's really useful, guys. I can't recommend it enough. Duh. Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway. Yes, so, my Hearts of Iron 4 experiences have definitely been enjoyable, to say the least. But, as with all things, I need to get back into certain elements, but now let's focus more on the Star Citizen side of things, because we've arrived at Arc L4. Or Mick L4, or whatever the fuck L4 this place is. Oh, you're heading off. Okay. Well, it's been great talking with you, Buggy. And don't forget, if you want to catch this stream after you come back, this will be going into the live stream remnants list. So you can get to see all of the wonderful stuff after you come back from your good night's sleep. So have a good night, mate. It's been great talking to you. And the elevator almost claimed me, but not quite. So, oh. Ah. It would appear to be. It would appear to be we are in expected. Freelancer max. Yes, that's fine. Okay, so that's them. So it's L5, Modern Icarus. I'm just going to call this Modern Icarus because that's what I can think of. And it looks different. I don't think I've actually been to this station before, which is nice. I like this place. It looks shit. Like, the thing is, for me, one of the aesthetics... Oh, I miss Levski. But no, Oh, I miss Levski so much. That was a place I missed. Like, years ago now. God, it's been years. But years ago, there used to be a place called Levski, or a planet which wasn't exactly called Levski, but I keep calling it Levski because that was the settlement on the planet, and that's the most memorable thing about it, to be fair, but still. Anyway, so going into that, there was a planet called Levski, which wasn't actually part of the Stanton system. Technically speaking, it's not part of the Stanton system. In fact, it's actually quite a ways away. But the main incentive about this place is that it is a beautiful location where a independent sub-faction, like a mini group of people, they have arrived. They're basically separated from the UEE. And while they're not exactly huge fans of the UEE, they're not exactly hostile to them. So you can go to that location and they, you know, if you want to do some trading with them, or if you want to do some, maybe work for some of the guys there, you can do so. And there is no problems with that. They're not exactly going to be singing your praises whilst you're doing this, but at the same time, you know, it's not quite so rough and tumble, if you will. So, yeah, so they're not going to be super happy to see you, but yeah, it's all good. So anyway, going back into the whole, you know, shebang and whatnot. Looks so cool doing it like that. I mean, sure, the refinery looks exactly the same every time you go into it, but I don't care. This is fine. I like this. I think the AI glitches are a bit intriguing. Everyone's sort of getting ready to line up as, alright guys, parade is good. Oh, he's been happy. Everyone's all getting ready for the games and like, shit. He was here a little too early. Not responsible for any accidents. Okay.
Hey, back again, I see. Welcome.
Where's the Ben out here? Hello. This is my first time here. Right, what's your percentages? Oh! Okay, that's good. We're actually getting some... Oh, Bexolite's really fucking good. Okay. I know where to come back to when I get myself some Bexolite. We've got a decent amount of that, so we've got a work order. And we've got some iron, which I am going to get an 8% yield on, which is fine. We're going to go with the different methods. So we're going to go with Dynex solventations, which, admittedly, is kind of the only thing I can get at this point. Right, so what's the quote? 967, 28 hours. Sounds like a plan. Brilliant. So they're going to be refining that for us. I definitely need to keep my eyes peeled for this thing. Even Beryl. This is a good place. Mick L5. Remember that. I'm spending a lot of money on this thing. Though, to be fair, we could go sell some of the materials. But at the same time, it's not the end of the world. Also, we could actually have a look at what they're selling inside the stores. Though I think they are just using... Yeah, we've got wave shift.
Finding everything all right?
What is this? What is this? Right, I think we're going to need to have some looking at some stuff, because I think... I'm getting used to some of the bits and pieces here, but I would still classify myself as a bit of a... Okay, so what's the wave shift? Laser instability, optimal charge window rate. Huh. I might buy that. So it's 19,000, so it's not cheap, but it's certainly not bad. I mean, the Sabia also looks pretty nice. It decreases the resistance, but I've got one of those. I think, to be fair, I think I have one of each. Let me have a look. Stalwart, Bormax, Optimax, and now I've got a wave shift. Is there any others that we need to grab? Stalwart, Bormax, wave shift, Sabia. No, that's pretty much everything. So I've got at least I've got one of each, which is fine. It's kind of what we need to have anyway. I know the Noviakov is quite important, but it's not that necessary, to be fair. Not that necessary. Anyway, let's head over to the gallery and grab some food. We could go over to there and grab the drinks for that, and I do have some supplies as well, but I do kind of fancy exploring this place a little bit, so an opportunity to get ourselves some drinks. A good stratagem whenever it comes to mining or doing anything for an extended duration is to buy yourself a shit ton of food and pop it in your backpack. Noviakov backpack is one of the better backpacks out there, if not the best backpack, as it has a storage capacity of 120k CSCUs, which is very useful. I think it's like 12 SCUs worth of storage, I think. I could be wrong. Career. Let me have a check. Trying to think, actually, where is 125? Yeah, the backpack. 120k SCU. CSCU. I think 10,000 means I can have maybe 1 to 2 like storage onto that one. So I can't quite. I'm still needing to remember the conversion factors for that. But suffice it to say, it's the biggest backpack you can get, and as long as you're wearing heavy armor, it's the best. It's the best thing you can get, without a shadow of a doubt. I'm gonna just check to see if I've got any criminal stats on me. I'll pay all fines. Nope, there's no fines for me. I'm all good to go. Right, so we've got the Cyclone. Tumblr Cyclone. The bar is looking adequately staffed. The pizza place, which doesn't sell edible pizza, which is irksome. To be fair, I love the grimeness about it. Ah, that reminds me, I need to talk a bit about Levski. So yes, Levski... Ooh, hello. That was a bit of a weird moment. Thank the fucking Emperor I still got my helmet on. Jesus, that would have been a nightmare. Might end up dying at that point. Huh. Not seen you before. Oh, you're that tacky sales guy with, like... That's cigars? Now I know we're in a sci-fi universe. We're actually allowing smoking. Ooh. MSR. Sorry. And... Lost Lorna Ultimate Dungeon Crawler. Huh. Also, really? You get a free sniper rifle when you subscribe to a magazine. Huh. I'm just going to go with that and assume. Oh, wow. There's not actually a traditional fucking Yeah, it's just... Oh, that's really cool. That's cool. I'm not going to lie. I'm actually liking this. Also, liking the juice bar. Why? Because of this. Sounds bad. Normally, I wouldn't go near one of these places. But at the same time, this is a really good place to buy some drinks. These drinks are really good because not only do they increase, not only are they actually healthy for you and increase your hydration stats by quite a bit, they also help with your nutrition stat as well. So you can use this to substitute for having to eat as well, therefore by reducing the amount of storage you take up. They're not cheap, but they're worth it in my opinion. And then again, I think water is also... Like, how much is water? It's like 3 alpha... Okay, so like... Yeah, it's 3 credits, so it's 2 credits more to buy one of these things. But considering the benefit you have off that, I wouldn't exactly complain and say that this is a bad idea. Because it's actually quite worth it. How much do I have? It's like, what, 10? I'll buy like 3 more. 2 more for my own sake, and it's 2 more to store into my internal capacity, and 1 more so I can actually drink it. Right. Yeah, that's a pretty good amount. I've also got a decent amount of stuff in there anyway, even a drink I hadn't finished yet, so I'm probably going to put that in the bin. And, of course, you've got a bin. Is there anyone in here? No, I'm the first. Ooh, this is a rare experience. I'm the first to do this. Well, in this particular place. Remember, kids, don't be a litter bug. He says as his fucking bottle goes all over the place. Come on. Okay, in my defense, the physics fucked up at that point. Right, there. There we go. Yep, I am the first to do that. Ninth. Right, let's go and hydrate and also nutrate.
Can't get enough, huh?
No, I cannot. That's actually dynamic as well. Yes, I'm loving this drink. Nom, nom, nom. And considering the fact that it also does me some good in terms of nutrition, I suppose it can't be complained too much about that. Of course I stole the fucking thing. Right. To be fair, she just witnessed someone buying like 10 of these things in the same row, so it's probably not surprising that she's like, yeah, you really like that, don't you? I was like, yes, I do. Ah, good. I'm not going to lie, I love the fact that they made that a thing. It's so good. I'm also a bit... like, if I see a bunch of mess on the ground, I tend to need to clean that up. Because, you know, you don't litter. Sexy ship. Anyway... Levski. Let's try and remember what subject we're on about, Mr. Jaeger. So, yes, Levski. Oh, hello. There's more of Stegmans. Or is that just... No, it's not. Okay. Oh, hello, what's this? That looks new. Not seen one of you before. Huh. You look interactable. Yeah, you look very interactable. Must be a weird PDA plaid or something like that. Anyway... Levski, I think that we were talking about. We were talking about Levski, independent planet, didn't work with the UEE. Yeah, our sense of fashion hasn't exactly improved since then. Though, to be fair, I'm going to go and get rough, embrace it. I think I might need to... Yeah, I mean, I'm not much of a fashion person in this sense, but... We have decent t-shirts. Not really. Oh, there's an Andal Aerospace. What kind of drinks do you sell? I'm guessing just Kruz, yeah. Kruz is fine, but it's not quite nice. Anyway, so... The thing that makes Levski so distinct, and why I personally quite like the place, is because Levski has possibly one of the best looking station / base areas you can find inside Star Citizen. It is grubby, it is manky, it looks like shit, and it's functioning barely functioning. It is literally keeping it, it's held together with duct tape and prayers, and I love it. It's the kind of theme and environmental setting that just makes me love it because it's such a good location. It really gives that sense of like what I like about a sci-fi universe is that it's not clean, it's not pristine, it's not all over the place. Like, look how fucked this particular place is. You've got steam raising up next to a bloody medical clinic. You've got everything working, not because it looks nice, but because that's the most effective place for it to work. And I love that. It's such a great feeling to have that inside Star Citizen, and I honestly just love that as part of the sci-fi element. You know, I don't like the clean stuff, which is why I'm not a huge fan of Origin Jump Work ships, because a lot of what they used to be, not so much now, they are still clean, but they're less about looking snobby and snabby, and instead it's depicting a more realistic outlook into how you want to fly a spaceship. I used to be a major Drake Interplanetary fan for the similar thing. I used to think like, oh, this ship looks amazing because it looks like shit. And then I realized just how effective what shit with duct tape strapped to it was flying like. And I found a ship in the form... No, to be fair, it was really more due to the fact that I had actually played... I was with a friend of mine, and he introduced me to the MSR. And I'm not going to lie, when I saw the MSR, at first I was thinking, oh, okay, this is a pretty cool ship. You know, I'm not a huge fan of the MSR, but the aesthetics and what they look like inside, that's what makes me like the Crusader series of ships. And I'm not going to lie. It's a good ship. A good series of ships in that one. Obviously now I've got the best one, or the better one, which is the Crusader A1 series, which looks fantastic. And I'm looking forward to seeing what she can do. But then again, also really liking other ships as well. To be fair, this ship is a pretty nice design to it. The Prospector being a unique trait amongst Musashi Industrial Starflight and Concern. Mainly because you don't have to get a pair of fucking binoculars to see out the damn thing. I think this is one of those rare examples of spaceship design from MISC that isn't shit, and I really am sad that that's the truth about it. Because, like, don't get me wrong, I don't hate MISC as a ship designer. They've made some absolutely beautiful vessels. But I can't exactly say they look all perfect. Because no, I would have to firmly agree and say, no, that is not the case, because... Oh, hello, I think I've crashed. Or the game's blocked out. Or is this one of those fixer things with the 30k? Or is it just the fact that we've got a 30k and I can't tell? Or is the game actually hard crashing? Oh no, hang on, let me check something. Nope, the game just lagged out and I couldn't do anything about it. That too. Right. Well, we resolved it. Perfect. C'est le magnifique. Right, so we've not got a huge amount of time left, but what we will do is do a bit of a quick mining run. So try and see if we can get ourselves ready to go as fast as we can. I mean, we're going to be spending a fair amount of time quantuming from A to B, but at least we'll be able to get ourselves sorted for that one. So, and to be fair, we've got ourselves a pretty decent load. So once I get myself the Freelancer Max set up, we should be able to get ready to go for that one. And I am looking forward to other ships. There is actually, to be fair, the Zeus ship, which, yeah, that ship looks way nice, and I'm very keen on getting it. Though, at the moment, I'm thinking I'm not going to see that ship until, I want to say probably next year, which sucks. But hey-ho. But now, as I was saying, the Freelancer design is not exactly a bad design on the exterior sense. You know, it's got... Well, okay, there's one glaring weakness, but to be fair, that's going to be something that also affects the internals. Okay, I think the best way to describe the Freelancer design is that it's an old design. It's what Star Citizen used to be like with spaceships, and you can really tell that that ship just, you know, it feels outdated. There are things about that ship that if I could get them to go back to the drawing board, I'd make some serious revisions to make that ship look and work good. And the problem is with the freelancer, you got to do a lot to overhaul it. The biggest thing there's two big things I would change about the freelancer design that would immediately make it vastly more viable to be utilized, in my opinion. The first is the cockpit. The Prospector, unlike every other ship so far in the Freelancer series, you can actually look down and actually see out of the cockpit. More importantly, you can actually see out of the cockpit without requiring a pair of binoculars. Because for fuck's sake, I cannot tell you how much irritation I find whenever I go into a bloody Freelancer or any ship of Myth that isn't the bloody Fury, Benai or whatever, and have to think, great, now I can see into the far distance on the horizon outside of my ship. Instead, I would much rather have the ship design be so that you can go up to the cockpit and be able to see out of the cockpit, kind of like a real spaceship. And yet, for some reason, with a lot of ships from MISC, it doesn't quite work like that. So I would immediately trim the bottom lip, as you were, of the cockpit of that one, to make it so that you can actually use the damn cockpit as it's meant to be. The second I would do is I would remove the rear turret location, which is at the middle area of the cargo bay, which it doesn't need to be there because it doesn't serve any purpose being there whatsoever. Move that shit to the middle of the ship where the air dock is. Move the air dock to the side so you can get in sideways on, or, if you want to be fancy, you could possibly put it alongside or on top of where the entrance bay to the side where you'd normally get in and out by the ladder of the ship. That's always a possibility. I'm not sure if that's a good idea, but you never know. And I'd remove that stupid scoop thing or whatever, just so that way you can actually see out the back. Because the problem is, the Freelancer cargo bay, like we're talking the bog standard one here, not so much with the Freelancer Max, but the bog standard cargo bay one, that one, you can't really do anything except load the cargo side of it, because the stupid fucking prongs on the side of the damn thing, of the turret seat, just stick out like two middle fingers, like staring at you, like you're being flipped off effectively. Because every fucking time I see that thing, I think that could have been a ship that could have had a Cyclone in it, which would have been a tight fit, but still, a PTV being inside of it, which I think, again, might have been a bit of a tight fit if you got like two of them. But you still could have got them in, but you can't because the fucking prongs block the sodding access, so you can't do anything with them. And it just makes that fucking ship so irritating to utilize, because if you want to do anything with a ground Vic, you're going to have to think of an incredibly different vehicle, known as the Cutlass fucking Black, which just beats it out of the water every fucking time. Like, if you ever had someone, if I honestly had someone come up to me and say, I can either buy a Freelancer or I can buy a Cutlass Black, I'm telling them to buy the Cutlass Black. As much as I don't want them to have the Cutlass Black, as much as I really want that ship to be buried in its own inadequacy and finally have its title of most viable ship for the most reasonable price, I can't help but say, no, you have to go for the Cutlass Black, because no other fucking ship can beat it at that point, especially not a fucking Freelancer. And as I said, the situation with the vehicles is less so when it comes to the Freelancer Max, simply because the Freelancer Max has a much wider arse, so you can actually park a vehicle inside it because you can go around the fucking turret. But even with the fucking Freelancer Max, it's still terrible because that fucking prong is still there, and it just drives me fucking mental. Again, it's an old design of a vessel that's been around since 2012, 2010, or in this case, many fucking years in regards. So it's going to be an old design, and I definitely feel like the Freelancer series needs to be refreshed, it needs to be modernized, it needs to be taken into the scrapyard, smashed into by a few hammers, and then made to be a little bit thinner, because currently it's a fat fuck with a bottom lip and a stupid retarded arsewind fucking turret that has no presence nor business being in that location. Ooh. Every time I see a fucking Freelancer. Anyway, so minor rant over. Oh god, no, that's like my biggest bugbear when it comes to ship designs. There are very few ships that I will just stare at with fucking foaming fury in my eyes. And it's just that fucking freelancer design. It's not... The thing is, every other part of the ship is actually really good. It handles pretty well. It's a pretty... You know, depending on the equipment you put onto it. I remember I used to utilize Tarantula auto turrets to it before they nerfed the ammunition supplies of many ballistics. So if you get yourself some good equipment, that thing is fucking lethal. And it can handle itself in a firefight. Like, it's not a bad ship. But it looks and it feels internally, like, in terms of, like, aesthetics, fucking horrible. And its practicalities, to a certain extent, are also affected, making it very difficult for you to do anything except pray to the God Emperor you will find a better looking ship. And you will, because there'll be other ships that'll beat it. Which is where Crusader comes in. I mean, okay, I'm not going to deny the Cutlass Black is also pretty good for what you can get for similar amounts of real-world money, but at the same time, the Freelancer Max could have been awesome, and instead, it's being held back by designs that are way too old and needs to be modernized. It just needs modernization. Once you get the modernization, oh, you're in the fucking clear. You are swimming. Seriously, you are absolutely golden. You just need to be more golden. That's all I wanted to say. More golden. And to be fair, like, I mean, I've bitched and moaned about the Cutlass Black for so many times. I'm not going to bore you because you can go to one of my older videos. Slide plug. But yeah, like, you can go to one of my older sort of live streams where I talk about the Cutlass Black, because it is a ship that doesn't really need an introduction in terms of what ships some players will have. And I won't deny it definitely has that charm of being, you know, moderately priced, whilst also still retaining a high level of playability. But my god, my fucking god, do I want it to lose that title of a very effective ship. To be fair, if I was going to talk to you about if I want to talk to people about good quality ships for a reasonable price, I mean, I'd say the Raft is a pretty good ship. And now that we've got the modular systems in place where you can, like, move the cargo-based shits and whatnot, it's pretty effective. Like, I would definitely say it's a pretty effective ship for that margin. Like, I won't say it's, like, super hot style, but it's definitely up there. Definitely up there. I think the only thing I would say that possibly could... Because, like, the thing is, as a cargo transporter, it's like, what, 96 SCUs worth of cargo. But the other factor is also, it's one of the ones that you can... You know, you can use the clamps and shit to be able to move it around. And the fact that it's got a tractor beam means that, in terms of its multi-role options, it does grant you a decent amount of capabilities, all the while being quite an effective... little vessel to work with. And it's moderately speedy, and it also handles pretty well. Not quite as sluggish as the Mole, but it's not so... so it does have a bit more of sprunk to its speed. I think that's the right word to describe it, sprunk. I know it's the thing, I know it's a fictitious, like, sprite, but yeah. You get what I mean. It's got a bit of a vigorousness to its steps. There we go. That's probably the more appropriate term. Other vessels that are good for their money, and actually look good. Good price, but look good. I mean, if we're talking about starter ships, then obviously the Avenger Titan's the best starter ship in the game. But if we want to talk about ships that look good and are, you know, pretty cheap, in fact, I'd argue they are possibly as cheap, if not cheaper, than the Avenger Titan, then the 100 series I could definitely recommend to someone. Maybe if they want to spend a tad more than, probably if they want to spend a bit, like a tad more. Mining?
Contact received.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah, that's not good. I mean, I've not got any. Yeah, that's me bugging out time. Yeah, that's definitely a me needing to bug out moment. Get out of atmosphere. That's like 3 contacts received. I'm in a fucking prospector. I ain't gonna do any duking. Come on, 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 come on. Load, you fucker. That was close. That was a nightmare scenario. Right, let's explore Magda, shall we? let's not go back to that other location. Let's explore Magda. This is a nice planet. See, we've got a different location. Though to be fair, I actually want to explore the dark side of Magda because it looks pretty cool. HDMS Perlman. Okay. I'm not sure I've actually been to Magda much, or if I have, it's been quite some time since I've last been there. So let's explore, shall we? And also figure out why I can't use the mining laser for some reason. I fixed it. I mean, I'm definitely feeling like I need to go with a mole. Can't speak. I know I need to go with the mole at some point. Why is that not working? Is my mining head buggered or something? No, it should be working. Maybe if I turn off the quantum beacon. Turn off the ship.
Systems off. Hello. How can Miss help you today? Systems on.
Well, we can't really do anything if we can't mine. Might be a bugged ship. Tell you what. Well, I'll head over to Hurston, get to Everest Harbour, store the ship, see if I can fix it, and then, yeah, fix the ship, store it, and see if I can do anything. If not, I might have to claim it, but lucky we were able to claim it whilst I had nothing in the cargo bay. Because that would have sucked if it did be the case. Not sure what's causing the issue at the moment, but we'll see. I mean, we got 1 good mining run in, but I was hoping to do 2 mining runs. But for some reason, my ship's taking a bit of an issue, and I'm like, what is going on? Because it's not like the mining laser isn't, it's not on the ship. I mean, I know I suffered some small damage with that on, but still. Ah, yes, my frames are starting to be eaten up now. I've been having really smooth frames up until this point, and now we start to see some frame loss. Not so bad that we can't actually play, but definitely on the level of I'm going to need to spend some time. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need to, well, it's not going to quite be as smooth. Actually, to be fair, it's reasonable. And more importantly, you guys don't get too much impact by that. I've yet to see any issues on stream side of any sort of loss there, so. Alright, let's land this ship and see if we can get it fixed up. Are we gonna get yeah, we're gonna get landing permission in one of their little sub things. I'm not such a big fan of the fact that we've lost the pads now. Well, I don't mind the fact that we've lost the pads. My problem is I don't like the fact that we have to now do these really cramped vertical landings because it kind of sucks a bit much.
Landing gear down.
It's not the end of the world, but I much prefer horizontal landing bays just because I feel like they actually make it slightly easier to land properly.
Landing successful.
That was an alright landing. Right, let me have a look, see as to what's wrong with the ship. No service required, except I need it to. Maybe if I withdraw the... Yeah, maybe if I take off the mining laser, and maybe put a different one on, perhaps. And then put the mining laser back on. Might be what we might need to do. I don't think we'll have enough time, sadly, to... Yeah, we won't really have a huge amount of time to do a live... I don't think we'll have enough time to do another mining run in the time that we have left. But what I can do is at least get myself set up and maybe take some stuff from A to B so I can start maybe making some profit. That might be a plan. So... Lobby. And that way then we can at least fix this thing with the ship. Right. Store the ship.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
Right, so... Store... Right, so... Let's do the vehicle move out manager. Scroll down to the prospector. See if we can get this stuff fixed out. So, vehicle weapons, no utility. Helix 1. So, unequip the mining laser. Save the thing so we don't have the ability. Right, so there's no mining laser. And now, pop the thing back on. Put the module in. Oh yeah, the module is already in place. Is that the reason? Is it because it's been used and abused? All Edison's over elsewhere. Right, so those two are now equipped. So now we're saved. So that should hopefully be enough for that one. Yeah, you see, the Morozov backpack looks kind of daft. I hate to say it, but it's true. It's a good choice of weapons.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
Yeah, I'd say...
Please visit us again. Goodbye.
Right, so hopefully...
Your vehicle has been delivered to the
Hang on,
following locations.
01. Okay, good. So yeah, what we'll do is we'll fly over to... Yeah, we'll fly over to... Lobby. Go to Hangar 1. We'll fly over to L4 so we can get the stuff to be picked up. Transfer the cargo to my... Oh. Looks like he just hopped on. And I'm just going to quickly... Okay, looks like he was being respectful. I always get suspicious when someone randomly hops in my elevator.
Hello, how can Miss help you today? Systems on.
There we go. Wait, did it save that? No, it didn't. What the fuck? Hang on, let me have a look. Before I transport my ship. Western, Everest Harbor. Yeah, it didn't fucking add my shit onto it. I have to store this ship. I'm going to need to store this ship and get my ship back. I do believe my ship's a little burked. Huh. Yeah, I think my ship's a little borked. Which is a bit of a shame. So what I could probably do is... I don't know if I lose my modules for that. But maybe... what I might need to do... put the modules on the ship. Confirm that it's actually on the fucking ship. And then maybe we can try and resolve the situation. Because the thing is, it just wouldn't retract or open up, and now it's not. And I'm like, why is that? Pardon me. But yeah, so we're going to try and see if we can resolve this issue. And worst case scenario, I'm just going to attach the ship. Well, I'm going to attach the stuff to the vessel, and then take another ship over to L4, do the retrieval for the service thing, so it gets the ship back. I can get a new one with a working stuff, and then I can actually, you know, get that stuff. I can get it fixed up and sorted. And that way then I don't feel like I'm wasting my time with it. Because for some reason, some bloody genius, for some reason the thing isn't letting me attach shit to it. So utility, Helix mining laser, yes. Save and equip. Right, close that down. That looks kind of cool. A bit useless. Oh, hello. Same armor. Could these be the Med Runners? No, don't think so. Med Runners have a distinctive look. I don't think these guys are it. But hey-ho. There's actually a video they released recently of them in action. Might try and check that out. Okay, so, question. We do have a Helix 1 mining laser. Good. And then I'm going to attach these two. Oops. The XTR XL module. Or modular grade. Yep. Okay, good. And then if we close that down. Pop that back up again. Wrong bloody one. Gonna see if we can get this sorted. I'm determined. I'm like, you will get this fucking shit sorted. Equipped and equipped. Perfect. Okay. There we go. So, that's what I'm talking about. I think there must be part of a small group or something. Not quite so, The thing is, I could have used a few of the other ships I've got to, like, travel around, but I'd rather not. You know, I want to minimize the amount of ships I travel in, just so I can make sure... L4. Hangar 4, sorry. Yeah, like, I don't want to... Hangar 4, Hangar 4, Hangar 4... Right, now do we have a mining laser with shit on it? Yes, we do. Good. More importantly, do we have a mining laser with shit on it that actually functions when I press the M button? That's the thing we're going to find out in a second. Hopefully we do. I mean, again, we're not using it for the rest of the stream, sadly, because we've not got quite enough time, but what we will be doing is getting some bloody stuff sent off. Right. Right, power is on. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Mining material is all good to go. More to the point, I think I can try and sell some stuff. Or it's going to be a bell end. Either of the two. Yeah, we're just going to get out of this location. I think that's the best way to describe it. Right, closing up the things. Clear the routes. No, we need to go to Hurston Crusade. No, Hurston. No, Arc L4. Because we're at Point Glen Station. Or Faint Glen Station, you know what I mean. Down there, gotcha. Right, there we go. So, a relatively successful evening, I'd say, and I think we'll be having some profit in a sec. So, you know, good shit'll happen. Good shit'll happen. I'm hoping we can actually get to, I want to say, above A18, and we can make some good selling with that, because that would be nice. I don't want it to be like super hardcore selling, but I think that'll be a pretty good sort of price for that, or at least that's the hope. I'm not saying we're going to go crazy, but I'm saying that would be kind of useful. Here we go. Gazook. There we go. Much better. Much better. Ah, good click. Right, so quickly making our way towards the different zone. Well, I'm glad that we were able to resolve the issue of the teleporting, of the non-functioning mining head. I'd be a bit peeved if we realized we couldn't actually use the sodding mining head, and instead it gets to the point where it's balked, and we need to replace the ship a bit, or we need to replace the whole ship so that the modules can function again. But you know, that's besides the point. I'm just happy that it works. Well, for the time being. I'm not sure if it's going to work in future, but hey ho. Right, so what we're going to be doing now is I'm going to be traveling over to Arc L4, and then we're going to be traveling over to Arc Core. Not the actual planet, though we might have to, but I'm going to try and see if I can get to sell the stuff at Bajini Point. If we can do it there, then brilliant. If we have to then travel to Area 18, I will do so. But if we can do it from Bajini Point, I will be happy, because that means I don't have to travel down to the fucking planet to do anything. But oh, hang on. It's now like this, isn't it? Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, the old map is feeling pretty rusty at this point. I'm looking forward to the new one, because the new one looks so much fucking better. It's not like night and day difference better. Actually, no, it is. Tell a lie. It is so much fucking better. But it's one of those things that I'm looking forward to getting very relatively soon. I'm just hoping that the new map is going to be functional for the majority of it. But no, I'm optimistic. It looks good. I'm sure they got it working pretty nicely. Huh. Alright. Looking around some of the parts of my ship. But no, I'd say today's session's been pretty profitable. We've got some good convo about ships, talking about some good stuff. I'm getting super hyped for the release of Squadron 42. We're at feature complete stage, which means we're going to be having a lot of polish going into it, and I'm sure we'll be able to see it coming out in the relative near future. I'm hoping some point next year, but obviously optimism here has to be tempered with reality, so we have to be aware of the fact that it might take a bit of time for them to do it, because you don't want the game to be feature complete but feels like shit, because after all that time and energy spent on a very expensive title, the last thing we want is for the game to fall apart because it wasn't polished properly. And the last few years of game releases have taught us that we need to be careful, because oh my god, Cyberpunk, Battlefield 2042, Call of Duty to a certain extent, any one of the Madden NFK or any EA title released sport game, just all sorts of stuff. It is just abysmal how atrociously shite the experiences have been, because they haven't polished properly, or they haven't fixed things, or they haven't designed it right. So no, I don't want to take that chance. That's a chance I'm willing to very much not take. Oh, excuse me, I'm yawning all over the place. But now, so what we're going to do is we're going to retrieve the cargo we've got from the different storages. I don't quite think we have enough for the current package. Actually, I don't know. Maybe. Maybe we do. Maybe we don't. I'll have to see, but one thing I'm definitely looking forward to is a nice cup of coffee, which I am going to be making whilst we're traveling to the next location. Because I need that coffee. I ain't going to lie. Coffee is amazing. But yeah, so we're just going to quickly go grab this transport. And also see if we can get to thinking about other locations. Because that would be kind of cool. It's definitely a win for that part. Oh, God, I think it's because I haven't had that many coffees today. I've only had like a couple of coffees. Normally that's something that probably should be a good thing, but in my mind I kind of feel like I need more coffees. Though that could be the addiction talking, so probably I shouldn't listen to it. Right, so... Hello. So the only thing I hope we can find is... Let's have a look. I'm curious. Do you have a chat log?
Thank you, and please visit again.
Right.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Let's have a look-see, shall we? Are we... Yeah, we're getting into that one. God damn it. I mean, we do have the pads, I think. Are those the pads? Yeah, we do actually have pads, but it's not quite the same. I don't think, to be fair, we're going to have those for much longer. I know that personalized hangers are going to become more of a thing in the future, which may be good / may be bad, because depending on how things go, it's like, well, shit, you know. Obviously, we've been used to just sort of flying around with these sort of things, but then when we have our own personal hangars, obviously that's where all of our shit's going to be stored. Good news if we're wanting to do something. Bad news if we're wanting to... I had the landing gear down. I can't believe I actually had it down and ready to go.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Right. Not a bad location. Not a bad... Huh. It's fine. I'm just like, I don't care. We're fine. We're ignoring it. I'm storing it. We're not dealing with it. I'm burying my head in the sand as much as humanly possible. Right, so that's that resolved. With that, I'm going to get into one of the... Okay. I'm just going to ignore that dude just standing in the middle of the ocean. At least you don't fall from the bloody elevators now. Or at least, you know, maybe that's my training kicking in. Every time I see an environment that hasn't quite loaded, my whole system's just like, yeah, no. We're not chancing it. And Hangar 02. Wonderful. Because if we go now to Hangar 02, should be good. And then once we get to the Hangar 2, get over to here. There's my fat ship. And we're going to take the helmet off. We're going to carry one of these because we're going to get a smoothie. Get that smooth experience. Chug time. Get some nutrition back up as well. There we go. But yeah, so this is my Freelancer Max. And It's definitely a good ship. I'm not going to dispute that. It's definitely a nice looking ship. It's got some good qualities to it. You know, all that jazz. But here's one glaring problem. They finally retracted the prongs, which means you can now actually use the fucking thing. Maybe. But yeah, so this is a pretty sizable ship, and I do like this ship. Don't get me wrong, I said, the Freelancer series is not a ship that I innately dislike, I just feel that it's outdated and needs to be updated. So, we'll see. But I think the Freelancer Max is one of the few designs of ships that I'm actually willing to accept. Though, I will be fair, I am very much going to be replacing this ship with the... Yeah, so, in terms of aesthetics, it looks pretty ugly. You know, the paint is pretty abysmal, but it is kind of making itself as obvious as possible that it is not a cargo... Sorry, that it is a cargo ship, not a combat ship.
You are clear to launch.
Oh my fucking god. Do you know what? I'm an idiot. Do you know what I've just done? I was about to take off and not bloody... An absolute fucking moron. I'm looking at the empty cargo bay and I'm thinking to myself, duh. I'm a fucking moron. Wait, hang on a second. Yeah, no, I'm a fucking moron. It's all good. I'm a moron? So sorry. Absolute dipshit of a moron. You don't... The only thing I'll say in my defense is I've not done this for quite some time. But I'm a fucking moron. Like, I'm not even going to begin to question the fact that I am in fact a moron.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle
Yeah,
retrieval
no, I'm a
system.
moron. You could ignore me. I'm just a moron.
Please visit us again.
Seriously.
Let me know if there's anything I can help you with.
I'm a moron. Through and through. Like, sure. Let's just get the materials I need to sell off in Bikini Point. But let's not fucking go to the sodding refinery station where I need to get the thing to transfer into the ship. No, 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 no. That's something that my my mentally retarded self thinks he can do without needing to go there. Anyway. Let's go transfer this cargo.
15 to head down to the subdeck. We got a chem spill.
Ah, chem spills. Fun times. Sure, those guys are all excited as busy bees and all excited to have all their fancy pants shit for that chem spill. Like, yeah, I wouldn't want to wear that in that environment, just saying. Right, let's have a look. So we have 3 orders complete. And we still got one that's 3 hours away. Damn it! That would have been so handy. Right, well, pop it in the Freelancer Max. Collect. Yes. Work delivered, good. Freelancer Max. Storage. Okay, work delivered. I'm a bit miffed. I mean, I could stop and collect because it's just Terranite. And we've got 73 to do. We've got 3 hours. I'm not going to have time, really, to do the 3 hours. Yeah, no, I'm not going to... Still a decent amount of stuff left to do. I've got a decent yield at the moment, so I'll leave that be. I think that'll be fine. We'll just get this stuff sold, so that's fine. I mean, to be fair, what I can then do is post going to this one. I can obviously go between the two. It needs a little bit more toing and froing in terms of mining, but at least we can get something sorted. And that's the thing when you're doing solo mining, is you're not going to have any, if you don't have any backup poltergeist with the sacks to immediately put the stuff through, then you are going to spend a bit of time traveling to and from, which does kind of make me want to go into getting a mole, because while it's going to take me more time to then, you know, get off out of the ship, go down to the second thing, I can get a size 2 mining laser, which is quite a bonus, because it then means I can actually target certain things like that. So, you know, what's I target? It allows me to go for the larger rocks, and maybe even, you know, maybe with all the funky stuff, I can actually get the ooh. Okay, that's a yeah. I was gonna say I don't quite want to chance that, but with all the other sort of funky rocks in the background, I can at least, you know, get that shit sorted. Yeah, those over there. And then, of course, you know, at some point in the future, I can then go, you know what, I'm going to go mine in my mole, and we're going to have fun times, and I'll have some friends with me, and we're going to mine, and it's going to be fucking awesome. Or I can just go with something like that. So, Freelancer Max, with actual cargo inside. Again, I'm a moron. I left my home to join the army, I left my wife to join the army, Are we? Oh, it's the new cargo slot things, eh? Oh, that is cool. Oh, dude, look at the size of this one. It's freaking huge. Nice. Looks very, very nice. I'm very keen on that. I'm also very, very nervous on that as well, because we're about to put the risk out there. Ugh. Right.
You are clear to launch.
Right, we are going to get ourselves immediately set up for our call. Get to Bajini points, see if we can sell that stuff. We might not get a huge price worth out of that, but obviously, for the time being, my main incentive is not so much earning a fuck ton of profit with a high risk, Jane. I'm just wanting to have a chance to actually make a profit of some sort.
Landing gear up.
Really doesn't help as I've got all these box icons behind me or around me. I'm guessing you're all in the back there. Yes, you are. Of course. Right. Okay. So, whilst we're quantum traveling to that objective, what we are going to do is I am going to quickly throw on the coffee icon, because I will be getting myself a cup of coffee. Doink. And I will be returning in a few minutes with my coffee, as I am rather craving one, and this should hopefully be roughly around the same time that we arrive. So I'm going to quickly... I'm actually going to kind of stay in the ship so I can actually hear if anything goes wrong. So BRB. Just as I was getting myself ready to go, my whole system was like, yeah, and we're just going to arrive out of quantum. So I am going to quickly remove that image. Where are you at? Oh, we're just looking for the OM point, aren't we? Yeah. There we go. Nice hot cup of coffee. Good thing to warm me up. We're finally at that time of the year where I can actually justify having more coffees and not being overwhelmed by heat. Because I swear to God, it is such a pain in the ass having the heat being an issue. So, alright, let's... Now again, I'm hoping that we don't have to go planet side, because don't get me wrong, it's not like I don't want to keep playing this game more, or don't want to keep streaming this more, but it is the fact that it is, you know, beyond the time scale, and this game does have a tendency to take a long fucking time if you don't want to do anything. So if we can, and this is also partly to experiment to see if we can sell stuff inside stations. I know that normally you're supposed to go to, well, in my previous knowledge, it was you're supposed to go to a, you're supposed to go planet side if you're wanting to sell anything. But as I am kind of a little bit more keen on not doing that and selling stuff inside planet side, I don't then have to then spend time going to planet side and doing stuff. I'm not against going planet side, but if I can avoid it for certain occasions, I'm more than willing. Though it might be that it may be more profitable to go planet side. Who knows? But at this point, it's like I want to make a good selling. Come on. Ooh, come on, make it look sexy, make it look sexy. Oh, this looks very sexy. Coming in nice and slow. Big old hangar. We are a wide load. Not quite full on our cargo, babe. A cargo supply, but not too bad. We're a little bit tight on that. It's fine. I'm not. I'm in the fucking station. Main stationary. Sure thing. Oh, I have to. Oh, okay. I actually have to. Yeah, I mean, of course I'm stationary. It's fine. Honestly. Right, let's store this ship so it's not going to be all crumped and stuff. But you'd think the station would have, like, their own sort of form of scanners, surely. Like, you know, for quarantine. I'd assume there'd be some kind of scanner. I'd be surprised if in this universe, quarantine is not something that's actively considered when it comes to traveling from one sector of space to another. Because spreading diseases or infectious xenos or anything like that, it's something that you don't want to have to introduce from one sector to another. So having that as a potential threat looming all over the place, yeah, no, that's pretty fucking terrifying. Anyway, let's get to Bikini Point. Bikini Point's a pretty good station. It's not the best station around, but it does have a pretty good hot dog area, which is fucking covered. Right, let's head to the Galleria, see if we can sell this material. And, yeah, hopefully this will be enough to... This will be a good location to sell. If not, we will have to travel down to the planet and spend an extra few minutes doing that, but this is a good information run.
To the extraordinary, ready to reset your expectations from the everyday to the highest heights. Of breathtaking views,
Right, commodity shop. Hello. Right, we're loading. We can sell my ship, the Freelancer Max. Do we need iron? How much money can we get out of iron? About 13k's worth of iron. That's not bad. I think we can. We don't. We're out of stock, so we might actually get some pretty good. So that's 357. Very low inventory. It is in demand, which I'm very happy to provide. So, earning about 13k. Not great amounts, but you know what? 13k. This is iron, by the way, so it's like a pretty basic material. Can't seem to... Yeah, so we can't sell these items, so we're going to have to go planet side for this. Which fucking sucks. Though, to be fair... Whoa! I'm sorry. How much money did we lose with the Laranite? Jesus Christ. Like, the 22 SU, I'm glad I went for the fucking Terranite, because I got a decent amount of Terranite, but fuck me. Yeah, it looks like we're going to have to... So, iron we can sell, but we can't sell... Yeah, we aren't able to sell Terranite and stuff, which is a bit irritating. Yeah, so we're going to have to go planet side for that one. Not the end of the world, but was hoping for something else. And to be fair, I think we got a profit off the iron, because I think they were actually needing iron, which I didn't expect. Maybe that's something we... Maybe they use iron to fix shit. Maybe it's a bit like Foxhole, where you have to, like, use iron to patch up ships. Maybe. Or they maybe smelt it and get materials for it. I don't know.
Welcome to the ASOC vehicle retrieval
I could easily
system.
imagine a few Logicore groups coming from Foxhole to this game.
Your vehicle has been delivered.
If we can get the Logi from Foxhole to be in Star Citizen, or at least the... I say the Logi from Foxhole. What I mean by Logi from Foxhole is basically... Okay, to quickly summarize in only a few minutes... When it comes to Foxhole Logi, what you can have is... There are like 3 types of Logi. The first type of Logi is the guy who goes around doing nothing but making material by, but going around, going to the scrap piles and just constantly nuking, like going through all of the scrap piles and basically mining all of the scroop. Scooping and going all out. Grabbing all the scrap material, putting it into the refinery, and then letting it cook, and then taking it to either his clan's refinery, clan's details as B mats, or R mats if he's got himself the refined stuff, or the sulfur, depending on things, so he can turn it into HE mats for his clan. And so he'll just be dumping the stuff there, not actually doing anything with it, but, not actually doing anything with it, but, someone who just constantly cooks it and, doesn't do anything with it. Then you have the person who basically, who scroops, who then makes weapons and then delivers it to a stockpile, and then, does all that jazz. So he ferries stuff to and from, he transports it mostly, that sort of thing, and then occasionally produces stuff of his own, or goes out and occasionally mines, that sort of thing. I tend to be more in the second tier, like I like producing shit and mining stuff, so I lean more towards 1 and 2. Then on occasion you have the third tier of Logi, which is someone who takes the shit to the front line. They're the guys who you will see in trucks dodging partisans and trying to look important, trying to look conspicuous whilst also trying to be getting to their destinations as fast as humanly possible. And obviously not always succeeding, but at the same time, doing what they can to
Please visit again.
doing what they can to make sure that the package gets, the supplies get to the front line as much as possible. Now, obviously, we're not at a war at the moment in Star Citizen logic, but what I do hope is that the Logi-style systems that allow players to make shit and then transport said shit to any particular zone is something that I want to do. It is something that I personally wish to be part of in Star Citizen, because for me, that just sounds fucking epic. Now, yes, that does sound really, sad from some players' perspectives, but I am not a combat whore. I am not a PvP. I'm not a PvPer. I don't have the thrill every time I go into combat. It's just I don't want to deal with it. But what I do want to do, I do want to have PvE combat occasionally, and I'm not against shooting other players. It's just if I could choose, I would rather go with non-combat stuff. Is that? Yeah, that is. Yeah, there it is. Cool. Beautiful. The ship looks nice. I would say this is the best looking freelancer ship. course, you've got the freelance Miss, which I'm not a huge fan of. Ugh. I mean, okay, don't get me wrong. I'm not against freelancers, but that one I'm not a huge fan of just because it feels a bit useless. The freelance duh, or DUR, but every time I see it and the name of it, I just go, duh. I'll be honest with you, that is pretty much the only thing I do with that ship. It is just duh. That one's just funky and lacking in creativity. But the freelance normal edition is okay, but it's really the max that I'd say is the best version, in my personal opinion.
EDL landing assist.
Yep, I know. Damn it.
That request has already been granted.
Well, okay, then tell me where the fuck I'm landing then. Well, he's a fat fuck, and I don't quite know where I'm parking.
That request has already been granted.
I'm assuming I'm in the right location. Unless I'm in a big bay. Yeah, I know I'm getting a warning, but where am I? Can't quite see where I'm supposed to park.
Warning. Warning.
That request has already been granted.
Yeah, I'm trying. Dear God Emperor, I am trying.
That request has already been granted.
Yes, I know the request has been granted, but where the fuck am I supposed to park? Oh, come on. Where am I parking? There's a small station over there, but there's a guy coming out of that one, and I know I'm a big fucker, so I know I'm gonna get something in that line. Wait, there isn't anyone there. That might be me. You know what? That might be me. Right, I'm taking it. Yeah, that's me. Oh, God. Of course they give me the fucking tight arse space. Pricks.
Landing gear down.
Yep, it's my space. Oh, Christ. Remember MySpace, everyone? I sure as hell don't.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
All the bloody ports they put me into. They put me into this stupid one. Right, there we go. Not bad, not bad. Alright, so we should hopefully be able to make a decent profit. I mean, we've got 22 SCU per Terranite unit, the Terranite that I have. Unfortunately, it's not quite... Yeah, definitely going to be focusing on Terranite from now on, but still, it's a bit of a shame that you can't get quite a profit on that. I honestly thought Laranite was more profitable, which is why when I saw it, I was like, ooh! Because, like, I remember back in the day, if you got Laranite, you were swimming. You weren't, like, completely drenched, but you were certainly swimming.
To the
And
vehicle retrieval system.
now it just feels like you get a puddle.
Inquire today to learn how you can invest in making our
Right. Let's get ourselves on from Area 18. I do like Area 18. It's a pretty good location. I mean, to be fair, this is kind of fitting how I was talking about it earlier, and then when I finally got on Planet Side. Yeah, dude, I remember this. I remember, like, when I first came here after the, after I got back into Star Citizen, and I was just stunned. Felt like such a good place, and it's kind of my favorite place to go. I used to really like New Babbage, and I will say, as a new place to go to, New Babbage is a very, very good location. However, I can't lie, they definitely have improved Area 18 by quite a significant amount, to where I would actually agree, I would actually say I agree that Area 18 is a good place to start now. The only thing that I would say possibly like makes it somewhat less good is the fact that you can't drive vehicles in Area 18. Like you can't drive on Arcor. At least if you don't go, at least you can't drive unless you go to one of those designated cart zones. But if you were to go to New Babbage, then yes, you can drive around and fuck around with ground Vics if you should so choose. But apart from that, this place is pretty fucking dope. And it is beautiful at night. And the music as well. To be fair, even Lawville is beginning to look somewhat decent, which is scaring me, to be fair, to say that, because I used to hate Lawville, and now I'm like, I'm indifferent to it, which is a big improvement, believe you me. If you ever want to hear like a solid big improvement, the fact that Lawville is not on my shit list is a major step forward. Still hate Hurston Dynamics for what they've done to Hurston, but we one step at a time. And of course, what they did to the Beast of the Aberdeen as well. That's bad. See, if you're wondering what the Beast of the Aberdeen as well is, yeah, that's a genuine. It may be a fable, it may be a myth, but it feels real enough to me that I don't want to go there, and I actively don't go there. Even if someone told me that the easiest mining possible was available, and you could there was Taronite literally growing from fucking rocks everywhere, and you didn't even and you just had to occasionally tip out and grab the fucking things. I wouldn't get on that. Under no fucking circumstances would I get on that, because I am that terrified of what the fuck's on Aberdeen that makes me want to not go there. Autopiloting at this point. So this is where we're going to, the trade, development, and division. But yeah, when I came here, bearing in mind, for years I'd come to this kind of location with a big building up at the top there, and I thought to myself, Jesus Christ, one of these days I'm going to be able to walk around here and have a reason, go into a selling department and trade shit. And here I am actually doing that years later. Fuck, this game is brilliant. I love it. Oh, this is so cool. Anyway, so this is the place you want to go to when you're wanting to sell materials and ore. And it would appear to be the same rules apply. You have to go to these kind of locations if you want to sell this stuff. At least, I'm hoping I can sell this shit. Right, so, sell. Looks like we can sell that. Fantastic. So, Taronite. Okay, so currently, if I'm going to sell some Agricium, I've not got a huge amount, only 5 amounts, so that's... Yeah, not a huge amount. So 5 SCUs worth of Agricium going to give me for about 12.69k. So, okay, so far not really making much of a profit. Quartz, probably not going to earn anywhere near that. Yeah, 1,243. Yeah, really shit. But that said, that wasn't something I was aiming for. Bit of a disappointment with the Laranite as well. Only 2 SCUs worth of cargo, earning about 5k, but still... Not feeling that. I'm very sad about the Laranite. I remember Laranite used to be quite a valuable commodity, and now that's gone, which is a bit of a shame. The only good thing, of course, is that the Taronite, which I do have a reasonable amount of, I actually now have a fucking ton of, and that's a pretty fucking good profit. 172,000. If I could get an entire massive amount of just Taronite, I'd be happy. That's a pretty decent selling. It's not the most value I can get out of it, but that's a pretty good profit. So I'd say I earn a pretty reasonable amount. I've gone from... I started around 200k or 240k, and now I'm back up at 934. So not bad. I think I could probably get more profit out of that, but you know what? For a first big run, that's not too bad. That is not too bad. And I think this is a pretty good place for us to wrap the stream up. So thank you all very much for watching. If you like this kind of content, do let me know in the comments section down below. I will be doing some more mining off camera as well, so we might not be seeing all of that stuff, but at least I get to see some pretty snazzy bits of gear and shit, so I'm happy with that regardless. And I hope to catch you guys in the next one. Let me know what you guys think about like the Star Citizen style content. Do you want to see more of this kind of stuff? Do you want to see some more action? I'm not against doing PvE stuff, like some of the new stuff that's been made available, because I haven't actually tried it much, but I do want to also do some more mining related stuff as well, but we'll see how things go if you guys want to check it out. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you then. This is Mr. Jaeger signing out. Have a good one, guys.